Chapter 163. Seth's miraculous power calms the firestorm. Cain's searching, his love for the high abbotdom. After the 6 had outside the hut cheered the hearts of many dejected, the high abbotdom said to Seth, "Dear Seth, the trial time has ended. This firestorm, which had to methodically solidify the earth, has now spent itself, and so with the power you have been given, command it to cease completely, be silenced, and the sky to clear up. Leave only the distant mountains, which are still burning, to their necessary and quite harmless activity. Amen." And Seth fell down before abbotdom, praised and thanked him, and then rose again and said, with a deeply moved heart, stretching out his hands, "O Holy Father, Lord and Creator of all things, as it has been from eternity and will forever be, your holy will be done also now, as always. Amen." And Seth had hardly uttered the Amen, when in the entire sky not a single little cloud could be discovered, except for some faint columns of smoke from the still burning mountains on the far horizon. The firmament looked newly created, adorned with the most beautiful stars, and all that had life and breathed rejoiced at the restored calm and order. When all this had been done, and cooling dew, healing all nature's wounds, flowed from the sky, and gently fanning winds raised the crushed grass, abbotdom said to his companions, "Calm has been restored. The earth has once more its peace. So let us send all the people to their huts, there to enjoy the needed natural rest. Then let us return to our dwelling and comfort those who are there waiting for us." Thereupon they went to the children camped around Adam's hut and told them that it was now time for them to return home and be no longer afraid, as all the beasts had quite a while ago rushed back to their haunts in the depths of the forests. Besides, they would all find in their huts sufficient light which would enable them to search every corner of the hut and convince themselves that the mighty, great Father is never so far from his children as they foolishly often think in their extremely blind faith. Once they had convinced themselves that calm had been restored and they were free from all danger, they should give God the thanks they owed him, and then retire to their natural rest. When this had been proclaimed everywhere, the people rose and hurried back to their huts. But some of the elders went to the 6, fell on their faces and thanked the patriarchs, and through them also God, with contrite hearts. When they had once more risen, one of them, who was a 10th son of Seth, summoned up courage and asked Seth, "O Father, how did you achieve this, that all the elements had to obey your word so promptly? I have never as yet noticed this power with you. Truly, there must be more involved than just you. Oh, do tell me, so that we too may recognize how this is possible to a man." And Seth said to him, Dear son Cain, you do indeed understand what is possible or impossible to a man. However, how nevertheless many a thing is possible to a man, in and through God, you will not as yet comprehend today. But all of you may look forward to tomorrow, when you will be seeing a great light, which will fully illumine all the corners of your heart, and you will clearly see and understand the possibility of such things happening. But for today, return with a tranquil and grateful heart to your cleansed and well-lit huts, and retire for the benefit of your natural life, in the name of the Lord, to a healthy and peaceful rest. Amen. And also, the High Abbot said, Amen, and still added, When you will be entering your huts, finding them well lit and cleaned of all unpleasantness, remember the difference between what is possible to God and what to man. Having found this, compare your heart with the hut as it was a short while ago, and as it is now. Then a dense cover will fall from your eyes, and you will soon recognize who has taken part in the stilling of the thunderstorm. Amen. Cain thanked for this important lesson, and then said, O you whose words have filled my whole being like a life-giving breath, would you allow me, after I have taken my family to the hut, which has already for a long time served me as a resting place, to return to this place and spend the night in your so very pleasant proximity, though outside of Adam's hut? And the High Abbot answered, Cain, do what the love of your heart demands. But if you have complete trust and recognize within you that there is more here than your hut holds, lay down your cares and follow us immediately into Adam's hut, which has plenty of room. Then Cain replied, full of joy, O you glorious one, how sweet your word is! Whoever can resist when he hears it? Behold, all my cares are already under my feet on the ground. Truly, if I had 100 huts, 1,000 children, and 100 wives, I would leave them out of love for you, and especially you, glorious teacher, quite as easily and promptly as now the one. For look, I believe that he, whom the elements obey, and who cares for the entire earth, will, in his holy, loving care, not forget my poor hut, and so I follow you unconcerned to the end of the world, should you desire it. Amen.